Welcome back, you guys. So I just wanted to come on here and basically, I don't know if I want to say brag, but kind of, about the fact that I did something the other day that my mom was very not happy about, and also some of my friends were extremely nervous about me doing. Can you guess what it is? I went skiing alone. I went skiing alone. Yeah. So, thing is, I actually had a therapist one time who told me when I was just totally venting about my life and everything wrong with it and how I had no one to go skiing with. She was like, "Why don't you just go alone?" And I was like, "Are you crazy?" That therapist then actually quit talking to me, and I, looking back, kind of understand why, because I never took her advice until after she cut me off. And it kind of just registered with me, like, you know what? She had a point. Why didn't I just go alone? Why did it take me years to realize that she was right, that I could have just gone alone? And, it was funny because it came down to the point where I have people now to go with, but the day that I wanted to go, no one was available, and my schedule currently is just like the way it is, that I didn't have many options, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to go alone. Why not? I'm going to take that therapist's advice. And it was also kind of like a I don't know what the word is, but just like a proving myself moment that, you know what? Why would I not take her advice? Because, like, why would I think that I am better than her? I don't know. Anyway, so I did. I went alone, and I'm really, really, really proud of myself for this, because I am somebody who is very, very comfortable on my own in almost any category. Like, I actually do better alone than I do in any other situation. I learn the best alone. I am the most comfortable. I'm a lot more, like, aware of my surroundings and everything. Anyway, I'm just so much better, like, on my own. I'm literally meant to be alone, I swear. Like the Incredible Hulk, just roaming the earth by myself. I honestly think I could live like that. Anyway, so it's honestly almost a bit weird to me how much I didn't want to go skiing alone, because I do everything alone. I mean, I've traveled alone. I've gone out of the country alone. I've gone out of the country alone. I've gone to big cities alone, like vacationed completely by myself, multiple times. I go like literally everywhere alone. I've gone to concerts alone, like things that people would absolutely terrify of doing alone, I find comfort in. Which I know there's like a whole other series of where that comes from. Don't get me started. I'm aware of it. But the point is, I was like, why could I not just go skiing alone? Right? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do an entire episode on it, how it went, the things that I thought about during that whole adventure, and just kind of just break it down. See, like, is there really, I guess, like, a reason to enjoy being alone so much, or is this actually, like, not a good thing? What can I learn from it is the bottom line. Okay, so the second I woke up that day to go, I was like, you know what? This feels wrong. Not like wrong, but I just felt like, why am I was looking forward to it, like, all week. And then I was just kind of like, I don't know. I just felt weird. Like I should have been going with somebody. It just seemed, just like packing up and going by myself just felt weird. But I was like, you know what? It is what it is. Like I've already had this planned. I'm not gonna back out because it just feels odd, and it didn't feel like I was gonna die or anything that day. It was just like, I don't know. It was just like one of those things that when there's something that you always do with somebody, then when you do it on your own, it just feels like, where's the party? So anyway, I was like, I'm just gonna go, and I did. I got breakfast, got everything together, like went. It was all cool. Got there, and I had trouble with my skis. It was, my skis were in like a clip thing. I ended up breaking it. It was a whole ordeal. Had to get help because what do you do when you go alone and you can't figure out something? You ask for help. That was a good lesson for me to learn myself, to be honest. I mean, not that I didn't know, but to get, I guess, like out of my comfort zone of my aloneness and to go out and ask for help was a big uncomfortable move for me, but I did it. And my help ended up having to break it more than I did, so it was all fine. I felt justified, I guess. I'm just breaking down like every thought that went through my mind. So I ended up skiing down the first slope, and I totally wiped out. I'm just gonna keep it 100. I totally wiped out. I was on skis that I had never used before, and it was fine. Like it hurt at the moment, but I was totally fine. Like, and then I kind of had this awakening moment though, like, okay, I really do need to take this like really carefully. I have to drive myself home. I cannot be breaking my leg. I cannot yeah. Because when I was told that I shouldn't go skiing alone, I was thinking like, what do you think? I'm going to hit a tree or something? I know how to avoid trees. I'm not that bad of a skier. Like, it's actually insulting to me that you think I'm going to hit a tree and die. Like, what's her face? Elizabeth in Parent Trap. She literally died from a skiing accident. Did you know that? What's her name? Natasha something? She also wasn't wearing a helmet, I believe. Anyway, why do I know this? But the thing is, I think people are more worried about, not so much that I was going to hit a tree, but yeah, that something could happen. Like, what if I did break my leg? Then what? And you don't want to get caught up in those thoughts because then you will never live your life ever. But then what? Like, somebody would then have to go out and get me probably and take me home, and it's a whole ordeal. It's a whole ordeal. That being said, I mean, even if you went with somebody, what if you both broke your leg? I mean, you can't live your life contemplating what ifs. You just can't. You will never have a life if that's how you live. I realized, though, skiing alone, when I fell, I was like, girl, you might want to just sit here and soak this up, and you can do that for a few minutes, but you got to get yourself back up. Nobody's coming out here to save you. I mean, I'm sure, like, if I was, genuinely injured, they would call somebody. I wasn't worried about that. That would have been totally fine. And this is what I was arguing, too, is I'm like, okay, look, so say something does happen to me. People who ski are, like, the nicest people because they all have, well, okay, I take that. I was going to say because they all have money, clearly, but people who have money typically aren't the nicest people, but the bottom line is people who are active and athletic and sporty like that, they're not usually bad people. They're usually very, very good people that you'll meet out there, right? Anyway, so I'm like, yeah, I'm not worried about anything like that happening. Worst comes to worst, they can't help me for some reason. When they're going down the hill, they'll grab somebody else to come and get me, anyway. But I did just kind of have this moment with myself where I'm like, okay, look, like, you're clearly not injured enough that anyone cares to help you. Not that I needed help anyway. Nor was I asking. But I'm like, you need to just, like, have a moment and just be like, look, You got to get yourself back up there and you got to go back down that hill. Like, you got to get back on that horse and you just got to keep going. You can't back out already because it's your first time going down this hill. You're not going home yet. You know, like, I get if it's been a couple rounds, preferably like 20, then you can go home. Because if you're just tired, you're tired. But like your first round, no, you're not backing out yet. Like, and you just start, I was on the hill for like 20 seconds. I had the entire rest of the hill and it wasn't even a big hill. I'm like, you've skied so much worse. I was talking to myself. I'm like, you're just getting used to these skis. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. And I was totally fine. I didn't crash the rest of the day. It was just getting used to those skis was just different for me. And it was also really icy because I went out like early in the morning and I typically don't get out there that early. Anyway, moral of the story is I'm really proud of myself. I'm really proud of myself. And honestly, that's not something I say to myself very often because I am very, very hard on myself. Very hard on myself. And this felt like a huge milestone for me. And it's something that, yeah, definitely I think needs to be acknowledged, and I'm acknowledging it myself, and I'm acknowledging it online, so you all can also acknowledge it for me. But also, I want you to think about something in your life that feels like such a huge milestone, that feels to you like skiing alone. Maybe you have gone skiing alone. Maybe this is like literally no big deal. It's something you do all the time. In that case, I applaud you because, I mean, this is something that was like, it took a long time for me to get comfortable enough to do that point. And again, this is coming from somebody like me who does everything alone. That felt like huge. Maybe you're willing to ski alone. Maybe you wouldn't travel alone. Maybe that to you is too intimidating. But what is there in your life that feels like an obstacle of skiing alone the way that it felt to me? I want to challenge you to face it. Whether it takes baby steps, maybe it takes going out to the bar alone before actually going on a slope alone, because maybe it feels like that big of an incline just going to the bar alone. You know, what is there in your life? What is it? There's something. What comes to your mind? First thing that comes to your mind when I say this. What is that thing? What's holding you back? And how can you confront it? Let me know in the comments below. I want to hear what these things are that you guys are facing as challenges. And if you're wanting help with facing this challenge, I mean, like I said, I had a therapist tell me, why don't you just go alone? She had to tell me that. And it still took me about 4 years to actually make that happen. 4 years. That's too long. Too long for me as a goal setter. I pride myself on being a goal setter and doing things that I don't want to do, and it still took me that long. So this is why I really want to challenge you guys. What can you do? What can you change in your own life today? And if you want somebody to hold you accountable, I am more than happy to hold you accountable. And also, if you would like coaching one-on-one, I can help you figure out what things are in your life maybe that you need to work on, get to the bottom of, and yeah, just be a great support for you. Because I mean, I wish that I had more people in my life supporting this idea. I think I had about one person tell me I was going to be fine. And I was like, you know what? All it takes is that one person. You can give me a million reasons to walk away, but I just need one good reason to go. Right? And sometimes a coach is that one person for you. Someone who just genuinely does want the best for you and believes in you. So if you need that one person, I can be that one person for you. I guarantee I will support whatever dream you have because I know you're capable if it's put on your heart. And Even if people think it's absolutely crazy, maybe it is, but so what? It's something you want to do, and I can help you with pursuing that. You can check out my Instagram, or almost any social media platform for that matter, at Make Waves Coach. And you can also check out my podcast, Make Waves, Mermaid Cassandra, available every place podcasts are found. And if you are interested in a free discovery call with me, you can click the link in the description below, and it will take you to a link to book an appointment with me one-on-one. I will talk to all of y'all in the next episode. Go out there and make waves.